You are praying for wealth, secretly hoping for a miraculous download of riches, yet you are completely ignoring the precise, practical, and potent investment laws God Himself established for financial increase. This isn't about God withholding. It's about us failing to align our actions with His divine principles. Many Christians operate under the dangerous delusion that wealth will simply appear because they've asked for it. While faith is essential, it's not a substitute for stewardship. God is not a cosmic slot machine. He's a king who operates by immutable kingdom laws. Your prayers for breakthrough might be hitting a ceiling because your hands aren't engaged in the sowing, nurturing, and multiplying activities He ordained. This isn't just a spiritual problem. It's a practical misstep, costing you precious time and delaying your financial destiny. It's a warning, a direct confrontation to the common mindset that separates spiritual supplication from diligent application. The breakthrough you seek is often found at the intersection of fervent prayer and obedient action, particularly in how you handle your finances. The dangerous disconnect I'm talking about is the gaping chasm between our fervent prayers for financial blessing and our absolute neglect of God's established financial laws. We cry out for provision, yet we fail to budget. We refuse to learn about investments, and we accumulate debt with reckless abandon. This isn't just an oversight. It's a spiritual blindness that cripples potential and keeps believers shackled in unnecessary poverty. We've been taught, subtly or overtly, that anything practical is carnal, creating a false dichotomy where faith stands alone, divorced from works. But James 2:26 reminds us, "For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also." Your faith for wealth must be accompanied by the work of understanding and applying God's financial principles. Ignoring real-world financial tools like a zero-based budget, utilizing platforms like Mint or Every Dollar, or understanding credit scores through tools like Credit Karma or Experian isn't spiritual, it's often irresponsible. This negligence isn't just delaying your personal breakthrough, it's hindering your capacity to fund the kingdom. God's blueprint for abundance isn't a mystery. It's intricately woven throughout Scripture, revealing a systematic, proactive approach to financial increase. It's not about sudden windfalls, but consistent, strategic steps. Think of Joseph in Genesis. He didn't just pray for food during the famine. God gave him a strategic plan to save during the years of plenty. Genesis 41:48-49. This wasn't merely good planning. It was divine instruction that led to generational preservation and immense wealth for Egypt. His blueprint involved understanding cycles, implementing practical storage solutions, and managing resources effectively. All divine strategies. This proactive approach is a hallmark of kingdom wealth. It's about recognizing that God gives us the power to gain wealth, not just the wealth itself. Deuteronomy 8:18. This power manifests through wisdom, diligence, and understanding the financial ecosystem. It means moving beyond a reactive, God provide, stance to an active, God has given me the ability to create and multiply posture. Many Christians view tithes and offerings solely as a religious obligation or a charity, missing their profound identity as foundational spiritual investments. Malachi 3:10 declares, "Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, and try me now in this, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open for you the windows of heaven and pour out for you such blessing that there will not be room enough to receive it." This isn't merely a promise of spiritual blessings. It's a direct challenge with a financial implication. It's God's covenant agreement for financial breakthrough. a release of His supernatural favor on your finances. When you consistently honor God with the first fruits of your income, you are engaging in a divine partnership. This act of obedience isn't about giving God something He needs. It's positioning yourself to receive from His inexhaustible supply. It's a spiritual law of sowing that precedes a supernatural harvest, activating blessings that far exceed the physical amount given, impacting your business, your investments, and even your unexpected income streams. The principle of seed time and harvest is not merely an agricultural concept. It is a universal, immutable kingdom law that governs all forms of increase, especially financial. Genesis 8 verse 22 states, "While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease." This principle dictates that what you sow, you will eventually reap. If you sow sparingly in your finances, be it in tithing, diligent work, or strategic saving, you will reap sparingly. But if you sow generously, wisely, and consistently, your harvest will reflect that. This applies directly to your financial actions. Your financial education is a seed. Your disciplined saving is a seed. Your strategic investments are seeds. Even the time you invest in learning about budgeting tools, like the envelope system or mastering debt reduction strategies, is a seed. Don't expect an oak tree if you only plant a mustard seed and then neglect it. The size and quality of your financial harvest are directly proportional to the intentionality and effort of your financial sowing. The Bible consistently elevates diligence as a core component of wealth creation, revealing that diligent hands bring wealth. Proverbs 10:4, NIV. It's not just about working hard. It's about working smart, developing valuable skills, and consistently applying yourself to productive labor. God doesn't just drop wealth from the sky. He blesses the work of your hands. Consider the Proverbs 31 woman. Her wealth wasn't accidental. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Proverbs 31:16. She's an entrepreneur, actively engaged in business, leveraging her skills and generating income. This highlights that financial increase is often a direct result of skill development, problem solving, and persistent effort in the marketplace. It means investing in yourself, acquiring new knowledge, mastering your craft, and becoming excellent at what you do. Whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, your diligence and the value you bring to the marketplace are powerful catalysts for financial increase. One of the most insidious spiritual and practical traps that hinder wealth is debt. Proverbs 22:7 warns, "The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." This isn't just a poetic statement. It's a stark reality for millions. You cannot truly build wealth or experience financial freedom when a significant portion of your income is enslaved to payments. Breaking free from debt's destructive cycle is not just good financial sense. It's a spiritual act of liberation. It requires discipline, sacrifice, and a clear strategy. Tools like the debt snowball or debt avalanche method, popularized by financial experts, align perfectly with biblical principles of systematic elimination. Utilizing personal finance apps like self or budgeting strategies such as zero-based budgeting can provide the structure needed to aggressively pay down what you owe. Until you address the stronghold of debt, your prayers for financial breakthrough will often be met with the deafening silence of an open wound that continuously drains your resources and potential for future investment. Beyond simply living paycheck to paycheck, the wisdom of prudent saving is a deeply embedded biblical principle for financial stability and future opportunity. Proverbs 21:20 states, "In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has." This isn't just about saving for a rainy day. It's about accumulating resources to seize future opportunities, respond to economic shifts, and create a buffer against unexpected expenses. Saving consistently is an act of foresight, a tangible expression of trusting God's provision, while also taking responsibility for your own future. It's the opposite of a poverty spirit that consumes everything immediately. Whether it's setting up automated savings transfers, building an emergency fund in a high-yield savings account, or using a separate digital envelope system, prudent saving builds the foundation for future investments and reduces financial stress. It's the reservoir you build in times of plenty to sustain you and prepare you for expansive opportunities in the future. Once you've diligently worked, saved, and minimized debt, the next crucial step in aligning with God's wealth principles is strategic investing. The parable of the talents in Matthew 25 is a profound illustration. The master entrusted his servants with varying amounts, expecting them to multiply what they were given. The servant who hid his talent was rebuked, while those who invested wisely and saw increase were commended. This isn't just about spiritual gifts, it's a direct commentary on stewarding financial resources for growth. God desires us to be multipliers, not just accumulators. This means understanding diversified investment vehicles, stocks, bonds, real estate, or even investing in a kingdom business. It's about moving your money from merely saving to actively working for you. This requires education, perhaps consulting with a trusted financial advisor, and utilizing brokerage platforms to make informed decisions. Delaying your entry into the world of strategic investing isn't spiritual patience. It's often a delay in activating God's financial multiplication principles in your life. Just as importantly, true wisdom in investing, mirroring biblical principles, involves the concept of diversification, not putting all your eggs in one basket. Ecclesiastes 11:2 advises, "Give a portion to 7, yes, to 8, for you do not know what disaster may happen on earth." This ancient wisdom is a foundational principle of modern risk management. It speaks to the importance of spreading your financial assets across different investment types, industries, and markets, or geographical regions to mitigate risk. For example, a wise investor wouldn't put all their savings into a single company's stock, nor would they rely solely on real estate. Instead, they might diversify across a portfolio of index funds, a balanced mix of equities and fixed income, and perhaps some alternative investments. This strategy protects against the volatility of any single asset class and ensures that even if one area experiences a downturn, your overall financial health remains robust. It's a practical application of foresight, reducing vulnerability and enhancing long-term stability in your wealth-building journey. In your pursuit of wealth, a critical warning often ignored is the dangerous allure of the get-rich-quick trap. Proverbs 28:20 states, "A faithful man will abound with blessings, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished." This isn't just about moral failings. It's a direct caution against schemes that promise rapid wealth without diligent effort, genuine value creation, or adherence to sound financial principles. Many fall prey to these traps: pyramid schemes, highly speculative investments they don't understand, or unproven business ventures that offer unrealistic returns. These often appeal to a poverty spirit that craves instant gratification, and bypasses the process of disciplined growth. True kingdom wealth is built on integrity, patience, and consistent application of God's investment laws over time. It's the steady accumulation, the compounding effect of wise choices, not the sudden, unsustainable burst. Don't let impatience or greed derail your long-term financial destiny by chasing fleeting illusions of instant riches. Beyond personal enrichment, God's intention for wealth is inherently tied to legacy building, creating financial strength and impact for generations to come. Proverbs 13:22 affirms, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children." This isn't just about leaving money. It's about leaving a legacy of financial wisdom, a foundation for future kingdom impact, and breaking cycles of poverty in your family line. Modern Christian entrepreneurs like Strive Masiwa, who built a telecommunications empire, are excellent examples of those creating immense wealth with a clear generational and societal impact in mind. This involves careful estate planning, teaching financial literacy to your children, and strategically structuring your assets for long-term growth and distribution. It moves beyond a me-focused approach to wealth to a kingdom-focused one, understanding that you are a steward for greater purposes. Your wealth journey isn't just for you. It's a seed for a future harvest that will bless your descendants and advance God's purposes on earth. One of the most significant spiritual battles you'll face in your wealth journey is overcoming the insidious deception of the poverty spirit. This isn't just a lack of money. It's a destructive mindset, a lie from the enemy that convinces you wealth is evil, that you're destined for struggle, or that God doesn't want you to prosper. This mindset often manifests as fear of success, reluctance to learn about finances, or an inability to receive blessing. It subtly convinces you to neglect practical financial actions, camouflaging financial irresponsibility as trusting God. But God desires for His children to be blessed to be a blessing. 2 Corinthians 9:8. Expose this lie by declaring God's truth. He delights in your prosperity. Psalm 35:27. A mindset shift is critical, from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith-filled action. This involves actively renewing your mind with biblical truths about wealth and dismantling the mental strongholds that keep you from embracing your inheritance. It's time to stop merely praying for wealth and start actively activating your wealth breakthrough by embracing and applying God's investment laws. Your breakthrough isn't just coming. You are called to initiate it through obedience and action. Begin by committing to diligent budgeting, using tools like Every Dollar or YNAB, tracking every dollar so you know where your money is going. Prioritize aggressive debt reduction using the debt snowball. Set up automated savings plans for your emergency fund and future investments. Educate yourself on strategic investing. Explore low-cost index funds through platforms like Fidelity or Vanguard, or even consider small-scale real estate investing. Remember Joseph, Daniel, and the Proverbs 31 woman. Their prosperity was a blend of divine wisdom and diligent application. Declare this over your life. I am a diligent steward. I apply God's financial principles. I am a wealth builder for God's kingdom, and my finances are supernaturally multiplied. Don't just wish for financial freedom. Walk into it. Subscribe to WealthOga for more kingdom financial insights, and let's unlock your abundant future together.